The PV Student Apps team is proud to present the GPA Grademaster, and with this revolutionary app, this will change the way that people manage their grade. Almost the same effect as the Student Portal. Because before, students would often test blindly without knowing their effect on their grade. For example, if they were to get a bad test grade, they wouldn't know on how serious it is because they don't know that grade at that point. And even worse, they have to wait for until like at the end of the year to actually he find out what the grade was via talking to a teacher. But after the student portal was created, academic management has improved drastically. Grades have improved drastically due to the fact that they have more control of their grades. They know what they have, therefore they can make a sooner response and they can plan better and they can fix their averages before it's too late. And that's what this is all about, knowing what's happening with your grades and making plans in response to it. Student portal Student portal only gives you information of your grade, of your student average in a certain class. The PV Grademaster, it takes it up to the next level because it gives you more information in terms of academics. There are more things in academics than just averages in classes. You have GPA and your final grade. And uh, while the student app doesn't address the issues of GPA and final grade, the PV Grademaster does that. This app, it closes the gap. And therefore, with this app in its supplement with the student portal, you can basically calculate almost anything you want. You will know everything about your academic status, and therefore you will make smarter decisions, and you will definitely improve your grades and GPA drastically if you use this intelligently. S- So let me show you on how this actually works. Okay, so this this is a site. This is a web app in which you have to create an account for. So in order to create an account, you click on here. You will fill out all the information here. You'll click on register, and you will receive an email notification in order to activate your account. After that, you would log in, and you should be taken to this page. Okay, and as you can see here, there are 6 buttons, 3 of them green, 3 of them blue. The green button is for you to create your schedule profile because everyone's schedule is unique. Therefore, everyone has their own unique formula in order to calculate their unique GPA. So you would click on here, and you would type in all of the information on here. Be sure to read this so that you know what to put in. But basically, you would put in the name of your file, the course name, the credits, as well as normal honors or lunch/study, or it's not no zero period. After you would create your GPA file, and you should be taken back to the screen, and this blue button should appear. So we would click on that. And this is your GPA calculator in order to calculate your marking period GPA. To calculate your marking period GPA, you would have to type in your letter grades. There's a letter grade chart. So, for example, A plus is a 97 to 100. A minus is a 90 to a 92. B minus is an 80 to an 82. So just follow this chart by using Student Portal. The information on Student Portal uh, are these number values, and then put in the letter grade into these boxes. So, for example, let's assume that we get like a B minus in everything. So just put B minus in all of these fields. And you should get your result here. This should pop up. It will by using the information on your courses, your credit, and whether the course is honors or normal, and what you got in those courses. It will put all of those together into a formula, which will predict your GPA. Now, technically, you could use a calculator in order to calculate everything if you know the GPA formula. However, the thing is that this thing can do all of the work much faster, especially if you're trying to experiment with your grades on what would happen if you change your grade here, if you improve, or if you did badly on a test, and if you did badly here. You would typically have to do a lot of work on the calculator. You'll be typing a lot of buttons. You would have to be like clicking on the arrow button constantly in order to go back to that value that you're gonna change. When instead all you could do is simply do this. There. That's all you have to do. Just click on two boxes. Just type in those values in those two boxes, and that's it. No need to constantly like smash the arrow key button or have to constantly like type in those numbers. You can do everything quickly. Therefore, technically, this would be 10 times faster than actually using a calculator with the GPA formula. And not to mention, not everyone knows the GPA formula, so this will definitely open doors to those who haven't been memorizing the GPA formula for years. As you notice, the more computer GPA is not the only thing it can calculate. It can calculate honor rolls. It can calculate the grade units needed to compare your GPA to grade units, and time until end of second marking period. So yeah, this will tell you on whether you're in superintendent, first honors, second honors, right, etc. And and the compare GPA. That's actually the feature that stands out in comparison to simply just mashing buttons on a calculator. For example, suppose that you want to get a 3.7. You want to see what do you have to do in order to get a 3.7. So just type in these values, uh, click on compare, and there you go. 4 grade units needed. That means that you have to increase 4 of your courses by a grade unit in order to do that. So let's try that. 3.60. Suppose that you get an A minus instead of B plus. That would change your grade. Now you have a 3.66, and now you only need 2 grade units. So let's improve more of our courses. You have a B. You went from B minus to a B in gym, and you went from a B minus to a B in physics. Calculate GPA. There you go. You reach your own dream GPA. And that is basically the beauty of this app. This is designed specifically for you to experiment, to plan out things, to try out and test things out with your schedule, to put in random letter values so that you're able to experiment and see on what would happen if you were to get that certain grade in that class. And if you're not satisfied with it, you can simply try to form a plan. You can form several different kinds of combinations. You can practically do anything here. Okay, and there's also the final grade calculator, where you can, well, calculate for your final grade. So let's just type in a 0 for the. So wait, let me just clear things out. Okay, so suppose that you have random values, for example, like I don't know, 90, 80, 85 for midterm, 97, 81, and you want to see if you're exempt. So just click on the final grade, and there you go. It should tell you what's your final grade. And obviously you can use reverse algebra in order to calculate what certain grade you need in order to get this value. So for example, if you want a 90, for example, if you want a 90, you would go here and then click on you know, on calculate grade, and this tells you that you need a 95.5 in order to get an overall final grade of a 90. Typically, what do you need to get exempt for honors? Not only that, but you're also able to calculate your weighted and unweighted yearly GPA. For example, let's get a 90 for everything. So if you have a 90 for everything as your final grade, then your weighted end of year GPA would be this, 4.365. Unweighted will be 3.75. As And yes, this would typically would be the stuff you would need for college admissions. And then you can step it up a notch, and you can calculate your overall current GPA, the GPA that you received throughout your 4 years in high school, freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior. So if you have like a 3.5, a 3.7 for sophomore, and I don't know, like a 4.2, a 4.2. You could click on this in order to get the average value of this in order to calculate your current weighted GPA, your current overall GPA throughout your high school years, freshman, sophomore, and junior, and then calculate for unweighted. So I don't know, 3.2 and etc. 2.9. Your unweighted GPA. Okay. Okay, so the question all of you are probably asking is, why would this be useful to me? Well, if you're asking for that, let me tell you, with this, you're able to calculate anything you want in terms of academics, any grade you want, your GPA. If you want to like get a certain honor roll, then you'd use this. You'd use a dream GPA function in order to calculate thing. If you want to get exempt, then you can obviously plan ahead uh, from marking period 2 or from marking period 3 or as early as marking period 1 and determine on what certain set of grades in order to get that certain value. And overall, you will have more academic control. And the best part is that this can be used by anyone. If you're a regular student trying to promote to the next honor roll, for example, you're trying to get first honor roll or even ambitious enough to get superintendent, this will tell you how to do it. This will help lead to your future. If you're one of those people who constantly gets superintendents, then you can obviously try to improve yourself and try to be more competitive in trying to move up to class ranks and stuff like that. And if you're like passing or failing, then this will help you determine on what grade you need in order to get that. So overall, is the PV Grade Master. Know more, plan more, accomplish more. PV Grade Master.